we're going to start with Dr. Michael Nasir. He's the principal of Kingwood High School. The school's starting back very soon. Anyone excited to get your kids back to school? Anyone?
They're ready to go.
Yes.
Thought I got a whistle there. Thank you so much for that. Michael Nasir, I'm blessed to be the principal here at Kingwood High School. This year, we are celebrating our 40th anniversary. 40 years of our tradition of excellence in academics, athletics, and fine arts. We have so much to be proud of, honoring our strong traditions, and we're inspired by our new beginnings. So to this group, I'd like to share what our vision is for Kingwood High School. And I want to do so in the way that, with as clear a message as possible, and in honor of the lunar landing, and the clarity of message that JFK had when he shared that we're going to land a man on the moon, not because it's easy, we choose to do it because it's hard. Our vision is at Kingwood, in 4 years, all students who graduate from Kingwood High School will have completed at least one internship aligned to their personal career path. We're excited to share this message. We're committed to that goal that not only will you leave us with a diploma in your tool belt, not only will you leave us with the opportunity to take SAT or ACT testing, or have advanced courses in dual credit or AP classes and college level classes, but that you would have experienced some level of an internship that you are interested in. Why would I be sharing it with the business community here? Interesting. I encourage you to explore that topic with us over the course of this year. Help us to achieve our goal of creating these personal and authentic experiences for our students. And to provide one example of what that could look like, I'd like to invite our graphic designs teacher, who, with the support of our students, created this pathway of learning in our graphic design. Not only do we learn graphic design for graphic design's sake, but now we have this business called Mustang Design, where they are a full-scale design and print shop. I'd like to share exactly what that looks like. I'd like for you to marinate on that topic of what that means for all students to have completed at least one internship. And please reach out to us, as we know we will be reaching out to you. So thank you so much, Mr. Holcomb.
So just real briefly, I've taught graphic design for 10, 12 years, and I kind of noticed the students, you give an assignment in school. You remember, you get an assignment, you do it, you turn it in, you get a grade. You get another assignment, you turn it in, you get a grade. Process repeats, rinse, wash, repeat, right? So a couple of students and I came up with the idea of what if we had purpose for our assignments? And it was like, well, what do we do with that? And so the idea was, well, let's create a place where we can design, we can print, and we can deliver exactly everything that a company or a business or a sports organization in our school would need. And so last fall we applied for a grant with our annual fundraiser, I think. And we were awarded that fund, and we purchased a large printer that can print banners and stickers and all kinds of things, a copier that can print booklets and things like that. And our students are designing those things for mainly right now for internal stuff, because we just kicked off in January. The goal is to eventually create and design and print and deliver for the district and for the local community around us. And that's a big idea, right? There's one of me and about 30 of them. But that course is actually growing because they know that that's available, that they can get that. We're creating leadership positions inside of the business. It is an actual business. On the ends, our printer was down after the summer, so I didn't get to print a bunch of them. But on the ends of each row is our at a glance, and it kind of shows you what we do. It's an actual business. We have a business plan. We have business roles for our students. Print managers, account specialists. I mean, we're trying to get it as close to the business world as we can, so that they're getting those skills, so that when they graduate Kingwood High School, that they can either go work in a graphic design field and say, hey, I've already been an account manager or a print specialist. I've already done those things. And then the next goal would be, before they graduate, can we get them an internship with a company like that, where they're actually working with those companies directly to have something on their resume. So it's really exciting. It's kind of a new concept. We're still trying to iron everything out. But soon, I would hope maybe in January-ish, you'll hopefully see something from us where we release out and take on business from the local community. And again, not just to print stuff. We don't want to be a, what I call paper mill, right? But we wanted our kids to, like when you contact us, you will not contact me. A student will directly contact you back, and there's a whole team of them that work together, and they are the company. Just kind of, last year I was more hands-on because we're starting it, but this year it's going to be me as a liaison for that company. So it's kind of in a nutshell what we're creating, and it's very exciting. I hope eventually that it's bigger and bigger and bigger. We have more kids and more kids to be involved in that. Any questions, or do I need to open up for questions?
No, you're good.
No, we're good. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I do encourage you to apply for an Humble ISD grant for the foundation, Education Foundation. I'm on that board and the gala, which y'all are all going to be coming to, I know. But we give out grants in April for very innovative ideas as well. So that sounds like something really cool. So. Okay, we're going to move on. I didn't mention before, but if you do have any questions, if you would just wait till the end to ask them so we can just keep this going. Most of our people will be here at the end for any questions. Next, we're going to have Melissa, is it Nusland?
You got it.
Yay! With the North Park HEB development. If you guys haven't seen that, it's on 59 North Park area, so she's going to give us an update on that.
Thank you, I appreciate it, and appreciate the opportunity to be here and the opportunity to move up. I scratched my eye this morning and I'm racing to the eye doctor, so if I'm dabbing, I don't have pink eye and I'm not crying. So thank you for having me. I'm with Stratos Properties. We are a commercial development firm, also do multifamily, single family residential, and some office. So pretty diverse. This is our 7th project with HEB. We have 3 more in the pipeline, two in the Houston area, 1 in Austin. We are based in Austin, but we do a lot of work here in Houston as well. So this color site plan gives you a perspective of the overall project. Thank you. North Park and 59, I'm sure most of you are aware of this. We've been under construction now since last October, and store is set to open. Everybody, this is the question, right? November 14th. We've got HEB here. HEB doesn't miss an opening date, so you can pretty well count on that. They will be open before Thanksgiving. Yeah, come rain or shine, even if we got to work 24 hours. But we're on schedule, we're on time, despite all of the rain. We are also building 2 multi-tenant retail buildings. If you've driven by, and I have some pictures, we're ahead of schedule there. We'll start delivering to tenants August 15th, so 15 days, pedal to the metal there. And we do have some tenants already in review with the city, so we would expect some finish out to start kind of simultaneously with the HEB opening. Probably won't have anybody open when HEB opens, but shortly thereafter, and they'll continue to come on. And then you'll see, can I point? Just for additional perspective. This is another building we have not started construction on, but we have a lease with Starbucks, so we're now going to be moving forward with this additional multi-tenant building. It will likely start construction pending permits this November. So, and it's a shorter construction timeline. It's 5 months, small building. Got the standard HEB fuel, car wash. We've got a Chase Bank coming here. You can see some of the tenants that we have signed. We've got Twin Liquors. They don't ever miss an HEB shopping center. Nails, a steakhouse. Down here, we've got Chicken Salad Chick, which I think is new to Houston, but is freaking phenomenal. If you haven't been there, it's really good. We're working with Snooze. I don't know if you've ever been to Snooze AM Eatery, but it's also very good. So they're probably submitting their plans to the city in the next 10 weeks, I'm told. And then we'll probably we've got a Main Squeeze Juice that's coming in next to Snooze here. And a lot of traction and activity, because once the buildings come up, it becomes obviously real. So we're super excited about that. We anticipate another restaurant here. There are a few that are looking at this site right now, but not locked in. But for the project, the overall project, 54 acres, we own it all, and are extending Rock Creek Drive, which is now done, and will, I hope, allow for a nice bypass and better traffic flow. We're putting in a new signal here. This project is not ours, it's another developer, but they're putting in the signal there, so additional traffic flow, hopefully. And then everybody kind of has a question, what is HEB digital delivery? We don't really know, HEB doesn't really know, but in the onset of curbside and all of the new favor and delivery options, HEB is trying to keep up with all the other retailers. And I don't know about you guys, but when you're shopping and you've got these giant curbside carts and they're blocking the aisle, and HEB is receptive to that, and they are trying to come up with kind of what they're calling a digital delivery opportunity where the curbside would take place out of a separate building. They don't have a prototype, they don't have plans in place yet, that is in the works, but they did go ahead and lease this property knowing that that was something they're looking to do in the near future. So you won't see anything constructed there, it'll just be revegetated until they decide what they're going to do there. And then this we still own, we may sell or self-develop probably some form of residential, but that's a future phase. So it'll also just be revegetated. So if we want to move on to just some current drone shots in case you haven't driven by, this is the HEB. It is up and moving. This is what we call our Retail A, Twin Liquors, Steakhouse. These are 2 additional pad sites that we don't have anybody committed on, and just kind of holding off on that. You've got Chase Bank here. This will be fuel and car wash. This down here is what we call Retail C, where Snooze will be. You can see the new Rock Creek. Nice tree-lined Rock Creek. And down here will be the Starbucks and the additional restaurant. Let's see. There's our lovely detention pond, which we learned works. When y'all had the 11, 12 inches, none of our buildings flooded, our pond worked. We over-detained the 500-year flood, so HEB's obviously extremely sensitive after opening Kingwood 1 and that nightmare. So we were very focused on not flooding. So this is just another perspective. This will be chicken salad chick space. We're just starting the landscape. We're still adding trees. I've got another 93 cedar elms coming, so this is not representative of all the landscape, but we're getting it in. And then this is just another perspective of that, but higher up. HEB parking. You'll have trees and such throughout there. Landscape kind of fills in at the end. Building A, this was obviously right after the sod was put in because that almost looks fake. Yeah. And again, we're gonna have more trees will be there, and a lot of this will be filled in, but that's Twin Liquors on the end, Steakhouse in the middle. This will be Chase. So just additional perspective there. Is that is that it? Okay. Well, great. So we're excited to be part of the community. We've had a great opportunity to work with Stan and some of the folks on a TERS agreement, and really are just happy to be here and add to the community, and everyone that we've had an opportunity to meet have just been terrific. Council member Martin and his office, so we really appreciate it, and thank you for the opportunity to visit with you guys today.
Exciting. Blake from HEB, where are you? There he is. So Blake will be here afterwards, right? Melissa's going to have to run, but Blake will be here and answer some questions, or if you want to talk HEB, I'm sure you'd like to talk HEB. Okay, our next speaker is going to be Beth Walters with the project, nope. Stan, sorry Stan. Stan Sarman. We went a little out of order because Melissa has to run to the doctor for her eye. So Stan Sarman, Chairman in Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone 10, giving us an update on the North Park Drive expansion project.
Right. Thank you, Jennifer. I appreciate it. I don't have a lot of beautiful slides like this young lady had, but I just want to give you a quick update. First of all, I want to recognize Tom Brode, who's here with us, and he's one of the 7 board members on the Lake Houston Redevelopment Authority / TERS 10. And we have, of course, as was mentioned, working with HEB and other developers, because obviously the first purpose of the tax increment reinvestment zone is to help encourage development in the area. That's what the entity was created for. So we're working with them and glad to see the development going in, and it's moving quickly. On North Park Drive, we have, as most of you know, there is a video that we prepared that goes from basically I-69 to Russell Palmer, and it's available on Councilmember Martin's website. Clarissa's here, and if you don't have the website contact information, she can give it to you. I regret I got to leave quickly after this. I'm supposed to be on a conference call right now, but I think they're rambling about something, so I'll catch up with you. Anyway, we've got a lot of work that's been done, a lot of work that's got to be done still on North Park Drive. We have gotten the $6 million from the City of Houston. It's in our bank account, so now we can commit with consultants, and we can actually sign contracts that we can pay. I've always asked our consultants, I said, y'all can start, 6 months ago if you wanted to do some of this pro bono, but they weren't too interested in that. So, but several of them have been doing some work behind the scenes to at least be ready to hit the ground running. We have commitments underway in contracts that we're going to be looking at our board meeting coming up next week on August the 8th to get HNTB and EHRA, our two prime consultants, and then they have at least 4 or 5 other subs working with them on geotech, environmental. We're going to be doing a lot of work on hydrology, hydraulics to meet the City of Houston's new criteria to build above the 500-year floodplain, which I'm 100% in agreement with, because those floodplains don't seem to stay at that elevation all the time. They seem to move around, especially up. And so we're going to do everything we can. Originally, we were talking about the 100-year. I have no problem with going to the 500-year, and we'll work with the local communities to make sure we meet that. The other thing we're working on is we're looking at bringing on a consultant that's going to help us acquire all of the parcels of land that we need for additional right-of-way. For those that have heard me talk before, of course, we're widening North Park Drive from I-69 to Woodland Hills Drive, ultimately, as a 6-lane, or 3 lanes each way boulevard. We're going to close the ditch in the middle of North Park with the big storm sewer. And we will have an overpass over the railroad track and 494 with service roads on both sides to accommodate all the businesses. And it'll be one-way service roads, but there'll be U-turns that you can take under the bridge and come back around. So if you're going westbound and there's a business on the south side that you want to get to, you can make a U-turn under and get to them on the westbound, like Dairy Queen and some of those that are over there now. So we're working very hard, and I have had many meetings with various property owners along there to bring them up to date as to how much right-of-way we need to acquire from them. And most of them are, the main thing they're asking is, when are you going to come get it? Let's go, let's go. So we have the attorneys working, that will be working with us here after our August 8th meeting, and we'll get moving forward with that. For schedules, right now, basically we're refining the schedule with our consultant, but basically we'll be working on the design and getting all the approvals most of this year and next year in 2020. We hope to be under construction by the early part of 2021 and be complete sometimes in 2022. Now this is for the portion that goes from I-69 to Russell Palmer. Then once that's under construction, we have gotten commitment from the Houston-Galveston Area Council to obtain federal funding to pay for the other 80% of the portion of North Park Drive from Russell Palmer to Woodland Hills. And the TERS and Lake Houston Redevelopment Authority will pay the other 20% out of bonds that we'll be selling. And that work will then start once we get the westerly portion under construction, and hopes to have it under construction in 2023. So it'll come on right after the first, what I call the westerly portion. And of course the easterly portion, we're going to be working with TxDOT. They'll be heavily involved with us on that. They'll be taking the lead during construction on that. Now during design, we will still have the lead, the Lake Houston Redevelopment Authority and TERS 10. And of course, I can't continue to thank Councilmember Martin. He has been a hard worker behind the scenes to get us to this point, because without his help, you know, and inspiration, and then all of y'all that have helped when we needed help from you to let Houston Galveston Area Council know that we have support out here in Kingwood for the expansion of North Park Drive, and we need the federal funding. Councilmember Martin and all of you were right there behind us, and I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you. City Council has been a big help all along. Mayor Sylvester Turner has been fantastic in helping along too with, you know, providing us letters of support that were needed all through this process. So we're moving along. I regret it's taken a lot longer than what I anticipated, but we're getting closer and closer. So again, thank you all for your help and your support. And if we need your help again, we'll surely let the community know, because just a quick example, during the time that the Houston Galveston Area Council were getting public comments on about 60 different projects, they received about 1,100 responses from the public, and that was on all 60 projects. Of those 1,100, there were about 500 of them from Kingwood on our one project alone. And I think that made a big difference in convincing the Houston Galveston Area Council, and which is made up of representatives from the 8-county area, that we need this project and we have public support. So thank y'all very much. I appreciate the opportunity to be here with you.
One thing I know, don't rile Kingwood people up, because we will be on the city of Houston.
I gotta leave. If anyone has any questions, Tom can.
Okay, Tom will be here afterwards if you have any questions. Thank you, Stan. Okay, our next speaker is going to be Beth Walters, the Project Communications Manager with Harris County Flood Control District, with a flood control update. We're going to do that. We're going to dance.
Hi, thank you. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Beth Walters. I work for the Harris County Flood Control District and have for 21 years. I'm also a Kingwood resident, and so I would like to echo what Stan said in giving praise to the chamber and the local elected officials. It is unprecedented in this area for all of them at all levels to work so well together. And so the Flood Control District, we work most closely with Commissioner Cagle, and he is extraordinarily supportive. And then we also work with City Council Member Martin's office, we work with Dan Huberty's office, and we work with Crenshaw's office. And to a person, everyone is working together on behalf of Kingwood. That said, the Flood Control District has been very busy since Hurricane Harvey, especially in this area. And what I wanted to do, I've been asked to talk about the channel assessments that we have conducted since Harvey. We've done 2. And I wanted to demonstrate our website so that you have the opportunity to look at your leisure and know what you're looking at. If you go onto the Flood Control District website, I'm sorry, you can't see it here, but on the home page, there's a Harvey drop-down, and at the very bottom of the drop-down is this Kingwood assessment. And when you click on it, this is the default page. You'll see a bunch of icons. Those are on all of the channels in the Kingwood area that were assessed. And that is every open ditch channel, whether the Flood Control District has property rights or not, from the West Fork on the south to the Harris County boundary on the north, from 59 on the west to the East Fork on the east. If you look at the tabs at the top, the Kingwood data collection 2019 was done after the flooding in May. If you click here, you'll have the Kingwood data collection 2018 that was done in the beginning of the year and represents the Harvey damages. And you can compare the two once you're on the channel, and I'll show you that in a minute. Before I start talking about this, I want to talk a little bit about the difference in the flooding in May of this year and Harvey. In Harvey, it rained for a long time. It rained a lot. Unprecedented amounts of rain for a long duration of time caused the bayous across Harris County and the rivers to be full and not to be able to take any more water. And a lot of the flooding was caused by water coming up and out of those river waterways. In May of 2019, it rained really hard in a small area for a very short amount of time, and the storm sewers became overwhelmed and couldn't get the water to the waterways. And so the result's the same, flooding, but it's caused by two different things, and it happens two different ways, and it affects our system, our channels, in two different ways. So we have a key when you get to the landing page that tells you what the icons are that you're looking at. And the good drainage merely means that there's no obstructions to water being able to move through the system. It does not mean that there's not sediment in it. It does not mean that other things. It just means that water can move through the system. Our crews walked all of these channels, and of note, I'm going to start with this one, and I brought a cheat sheet because I don't know all these channels numbers. We have a numbering system, and all of the San Jacinto River watershed starts with the letter G, and then the channels are numbered accordingly. So all of Kingwood is G103, and then it has a 2-digit number. So G103, 38, I'm sorry, right here. We have completed a project to remove sediment in this system, and we have an identified Harvey repair on this system. At any of these points, you can click on the icon and you can look at a photo. So this was taken on May 23rd, and that's what the channel looks like. By comparison, by comparison, you can look at what it looked like in the exact same area in 2018. You can click anywhere on any of these icons and look at a photo, and it automatically takes you to the exact same place you were when you first looked. So at a high level, I brought a map that I can speak to later. We have 3 identified Harvey repairs, and those are where the channel has eroded so much that it exceeded the capacity of our in-house crews to handle. And so in our CS, as funding, we applied for and received funding for repairs across Harris County. There are 3 identified repairs in Kingwood. They've been funded, and construction will begin this fall. That package with the Kingwood repairs has other repairs across the county, and the contractor will determine the timing of the repairs, but they're funded and will get underway soon. In addition to this one, In addition to this one that I pointed out, there's one on Sand Creek. Which is here. Just to orient you, this is east of Westlake Houston Parkway. This is the Deerwood Golf Club. And our 3rd Harvey repair is on what we call the Kingwood Diversion Ditch. It is the straight man-made ditch that runs all the way from North Park, down Kingwood Drive, and it goes through River Grove Park. There's a significant erosion issue right here, and that will be addressed in this package. The things that were identified after Harvey, other than those 3 repairs, have all been addressed. We've been working with the City of Houston on transferring property rights on 2 portions of channels from the city to the flood control district. One of them was completed last week, Thursday? Last week. It's the upper portion of Taylor Gully. It's in Elm Grove subdivision. Flood Control District has had crews out there doing repairs, and we will continue to do so. The next one is this natural portion of Ben's Branch that goes behind Bear Branch Elementary. We're working with Friendswood Development Corporation and the Bear Branch Trail Association to transfer those property rights. The Flood Control District is about to begin, in August, will begin this month, a major maintenance project that goes from Kingwood Drive to just downstream of the YMCA on Ben's Branch. We will be removing sediment and repairing the channel from the damages caused by Harvey. So we will be down by the county library and the golf course right here. The Flood Control District, I don't know of any other part of town where the Flood Control District has a website with information specific to that part of town. This is unprecedented, and it is a wealth of information. I encourage you to learn, to go, to click, to learn, to ask questions. We want to hear from you. We want to answer your questions. And I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Beth, will you be here afterwards?
I would be.
Okay, great. So she'll be here if you have any questions afterwards. That is a pretty cool website, I have to say. Okay, next, I'm really excited to hear about this. This is Katrina Berger, Coordinator Marketing, and Elizabeth Camp with Kings Harbor, giving us a Kings Harbor update. Sure, we're all, it's like the elephant in the room, right? What's going on?
No news.
No news.
We won't save it till the end this time. So I'm Katrina Berger. I'm the marketing coordinator for Kings Harbor and Midway.
I'm Elizabeth Camp, and I am the property manager for Midway, and we manage Kings Harbor. And we'll go ahead and start with the biggest win that we've had lately is that Sharky's is now open. And we're so excited. So Ronald and Rosa Perez, who are the operators and owners of Chimichurri's, did lease and start Sharky's. And so what's wonderful about it is they are such great restaurant operators that the brand of Sharky's and the food is the same. It's been updated on the inside and it's beautiful. The renovations are just wonderful, and they have a huge fish tank. The shark is still there. Everything, all the branding is the same. The food is the same, which we have tested. The shark bites, they're exactly the same, and they're amazing. And the service is great. Now, they are only taking reservations at this time, and probably for lunch only for the time being. If you could go onto their social media and follow them, that's the best way to get updates. But they do have some job positions still open and need to fill and train and those kind of things to try to get going again. I think they're afraid they might get too inundated and they don't have the staff to maybe handle that at this point. So they're still training, but they are open, they are taking reservations. Feel free to call them and get on their list. It's great. We're very excited about that. Huge win for Kings Harbor. Another win for us is that we did a successful July 4th fireworks show, and we believe, we can't be totally sure, but it seemed like it was the most patrons that we've ever had. And so there were just people everywhere. It was a great show. The band was great. The fireworks were great. And it was a very successful event. And we appreciate the community for supporting and coming out for that. New tenants. So Sharky's was our last Harvey tenant that came back. And so we're very thrilled about that. We have a couple vacancies in the center, but not very many. One of our new tenants, it's an interesting situation. So Joseph Chris is still one of our tenants, but they have partnered with Midway. We've opened Kings Harbor Co-working. And so that is under starting leasing. And in fact, Adam McAlpine's here with McAlpine Interest. He takes care of the leasing for Kings Harbor Co-working. If anyone's interested in that, that's a new tenant that we have. We have a couple newer tenants, which we mentioned last time in December, Be Legree Fitness and also Wine and Design. They're some of our newer tenants at Kings Harbor, and they're doing well. We are grateful for all the support that all the Kings Harbor tenants have received from the community. I think that's it. I'm going to hand it over to Katrina for a marketing update.
Yeah, so I just kind of wanted to quickly run through some of the upcoming events we have, and I'll be here after if you want additional details on dates and times and what those events look like, so I'll just quickly run through this. So coming up on August 9th, we have Movies Under the Moon. This will be our last movie for the summer series, and we're showing How to Train Your Dragon, Hidden World. On August 17th, we have a very exciting event happening. It's actually within Beagle Fitness, and so she is hosting a bunch of professional athletes from PBR. They're going to be coming for a class with her, and then after that class at 10:30, they'll be doing a meet and greet inside. So bring your kids. You have an opportunity to get some photos with those awesome athletes. Sunset Yoga at the Harbor, we partner with Lifetime Fitness on that, so that goes March through October, third Friday of the month, every month, so they're out there on the green doing free yoga, so no experience is needed, so just come out and check that out. Second Saturday concert series, so we'll start that back up in September, and that runs September through November. We just have a live band on the green with lawn games, and you can bring your blankets and lawn chairs out and just hang out for a cool evening by the lake. On Sunday, September 22nd, and please note this is Sunday and not Saturday this year, Lake Houston Chamber will be hosting their annual 10K, 5K, and 1K. So make sure you're signing up for that and join us that morning for a quick run. Jaguar Concours de Elegance is on Saturday, October 19th. So the Houston Jaguar Car Club will be out there with their really cool cars. So that's definitely something to come check out and see. Annual Turn Kings Harbor Blue, hosted by Joseph Crest Partners, will be happening again this year. That's on Friday, November 8th. And then we will round out our year with Holiday at the Harbor on Saturday, December 14th. So you'll get your chance to get photos with Santa and listen to some Christmas carols and be out there to support L3 Foundation and their fundraising that they do every year. Thank you. One thing I love about the harbor, and am I right in saying that most of the businesses there are small businesses? They're local, right?
Local.
I love that. They're all local businesses, like most of the people in the room. I like myself. So I just think that's cool. You can go one-stop shop. All right, we've got the next person up is Cassidy Clark with Group Sales and Event Manager at Showbiz Cinema. I'm going to give us an update on the Kingwood Showbiz remodel. Whoa. All right, here we go. I'm excited. Ready? Yes, for the
it's no fun. Hey guys, how are y'all? My name's Cassidy. I'm the Group Sales and Events Manager at the Showbiz Cinemas in Fall Creek. But I wanted to come talk to you guys today because on Monday, we will start the first phase of a 3-phase remodel of the Kingwood location. So, how many of y'all have been to the movies lately? Who likes to be comfortable when they go to the movie? Who knows that a movie theater is incredibly cold when you go in? All right, so we're going to be able to settle all that for you. So we're starting the remodel on Monday, and Kingwood has 15 screens. It will be down to 8 for about 3 months. We're going to knock out 7 screens and redo all the seating and all the auditoriums. They're going to go to recliner seats with heating options. If you look at the flyer on the table, and I'm sorry guys against the wall, you don't have a flyer, but if you look at the flyer on the table, that picture in the middle of people sitting in the seats, so you will have a tray at your seat as well, so they will recline, you will have a tray for your seats to have everything on. And then in October, we will knock out the other 8 auditoriums, and they will all, so every auditorium in the building will be recliner seats with heating options. And then after the first of the year is when we will redo the concession stand out front. So it'll be a completely revamped concession stand with a larger bar area, some games for the kids as well out there. And we will be actually taking out the box office. All of it will be digital. So we'll have digital kiosk in front of the place, and you'll be able to walk up and buy your own tickets, select your seats just like you do now whenever you go in. But it's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're really looking forward to it. It's a massive remodel for our Houston locations. So if you weren't aware, we have 4 locations in Houston: Baytown, Liberty Lakes at the corner of Beltway 890, Fall Creek, and then Kingwood. Kingwood is our first location, and it's the one that's it'll be the only location in Houston that has these seats. So you guys are great to have this in the community. You know, we're doing a lot there. Looking at possibly down the road adding bowling like Fall Creek has, if we can get the space next to the building, but that's a lot further down the road. So I wanted to give you guys an update on that because I don't know that the public knows that yet, that we're starting on Monday. But if you pull into the parking lot now, you'll see all the materials off to the left-hand side of the building for them to tear everything out and start building anew. So brand new building coming for you guys by the first quarter of the year. So it'll be a lot of fun for us.
Thank you. Can we take a vote next Kingwood Bizcom and the new showcase with the heated seats? I mean, maybe I can get that done. Okay, we are going to add someone real quick. Don Gaddy, are you here, Don? There you are. Hey, you can give us an update on the American Heart Walk?
Well, Michelle Stoddard is the Vice President of Heart Walk.
Come on up. What's your name?
Thank you so much.
Michelle.
Hello everyone, and thank you for letting me come up briefly. I just wanted to share with you, so I'm Michelle Stoddard, I'm the Regional Vice President for the American Heart Association, and I wanted to make sure you were aware that we have our Heart Walk coming up on November 2nd at Redemption Square at Generation Park, and we have many of our committee members here in the room and our sponsors, and we want to thank all of them, but also if you're interested in participating, if you will reach out to us, we will make sure that you get all the information that you need. So thank you very much.
Also, I wanted to mention, I have Dr. Nasir's cards up here, the principal at KHS. If any of you are interested in getting more information on the internship program, I'm going to set these so you can watch right here, okay? So you can grab one, please, and contact them. You can also find his information on the school's website if you want to reach out that way. Okay, our next Kingwood Bizcom, maybe it shows, no, I'm just kidding, it won't be, but it's on December 5th, it'll be Christmas time. That'll be at Kingwood Park High School. I want to go ahead and thank our presenting sponsors again, First Financial Bank, HCA Houston Healthcare Kingwood, our gold sponsors today, Chick-fil-A Kingwood, Great Harvest Bread Co., HEB Kingwood, McAlpine Interest, and Insperity. Our silver sponsors were Champions Reading of Kingwood, Harley Davidson of Kingwood, K&S Sportswear, Smart Financial Credit Union, True Win Enterprises. Some events we have coming up on August 8th, we have a YEP presented by Insperity. It's our poker run at 5:30. HCA Houston Healthcare Kingwood in the community room there. So that'll be a pretty neat event. Come out for that. August 27th, Focus on the Federal Government, presented by Deerbrook Mall, 11:30 at Walding Country Club. September 22nd, I can't believe we're already talking about September. If the Lake Houston, you heard that mentioned a second ago, the 10K, 5K, and 1K presented, the 10K and 5K presented by Cerna Insurance, the 1K presented by Primrose Schools. That's at 7:30 a.m., bright and early at Kings Harbor, but it's always a great event. I know that early bird sales end coming up in the next couple of days, so get online, the website's on the back of your page, and get your early bird tickets and save yourself some money, and I'll see you out there. I hope you guys have a great day. If you need anything or have any questions, please stick around.